Good morning, friends, family, and folks. Thanks for tuning in. Susanna Reen, Inspiration's the theme. And today I was introduced to the fact that our brain, surprise, our brain takes in statistical data like there's no tomorrow. And every ray of sunshine, I heard, and I'm quoting this, is statistical data. You're taking it in. And way back when I studied some psychology, it was interesting to me that they can probe the brain, and if you are consciously awake while they're doing this, which can be done, you can say, I'm walking down 52nd Avenue, I smell bread, the woman beside me is wearing red shorts. Every statistical information apparently is stored in there. And so we know how amazing our computers are that I'm talking to right now, that's in my hand, that stores all this information. And it stores it in bits and bytes and symbols, right? Of course, even our money's becoming symbols and cryo bits or whatever you call that. Anyway, what's also interesting to me is that we not only think in all this huge amount of data, but we funnel it into symbols. And so last week I was speaking with a friend about the symbolism of spirituality. The fact that you can think that you are here implies to me that you are a spiritual being, or that you are thinking on spiritual terms, because it is consciousness. Just a minute. It's being conscious that helps us to know that we are here. And that level of consciousness goes deeper than thought, which is tapping into spirituality, at least one language and way to speak of it. And what I also would like to say is apparently faces. When we see faces, our body and our brain likes shorthand and symbols. So it actually takes faces that we know and puts it into symbols. I happen to be a very symbolic person, I guess. I think in symbols. And so what I think is neat about that is apparently some of us are more concerned about the relationship of one symbol to another. Spacing. Is everything equally spaced? Is everything in their columns? And anybody who knows me knows that's not me. And I mean, I write upside down in the book. I write on both sides of the pages in different directions. It's annoying even to me, but it seems to be the way I think. So what I'm saying to you, really, to culminate some of this, is it would be interesting if people could draw the symbol they actually see for your face, because apparently it wouldn't look much like your face. And so what I'm curious about as well is it used to be that whoever you spend the most time with, the 5 people you spend the most time with in your life, is probably going to shape you, and you are going to become more like them. So I've taught my children that, on the highway. Choose who you hang out with because you become them. Certainly choose who you marry because you become one, right? And anyhow, it used to be thought that the 5 people that you spend your most time with is probably who you're going to become most like. And it's also unconsciously where we start to make our thoughts. I know this because I have a lot of really amazing people in my family. And I often think, okay, what would Jeannie do? What would Sharon do? What would Cheryl do? What would Angie do? What would Danielle do? What would Leanne do? What would Danny do? What would Archie do? I've got a million of them. So maybe that's why, gosh, it's busy out here today. Maybe that's why I think in symbols. I don't know. But that there used to be, a big thing that people wore bracelets of, what would Jesus do? And the reason for that is Jesus was a master and he understood symbols. And he understood that the consciousness that is below us trying to survive like cavemen goes beyond that and recognizes that we are one. And that even our brain, to me, sees us as one. And therefore goes out of its way to symbolize one from the other so that we actually recognize your face. But if we didn't recognize your face, perhaps we would all meld together in that statistical pool called community. And I don't know if that made any sense, but I find it fascinating. So stay tuned for more of such things. And think today, who are the 5 people that fit on your, WWJD list? I feel very honored that some of my children's friends say, what would Susie do? And does anybody say, what would Carrie do? Or what would Sally do? Or what would Jim do? Put your name in there, because you're always influencing someone. You are a symbol of life. You are a symbol of something so much greater, funneled in to a small sketch in someone's brain that recognizes your face and puts a symbol to it and says, what would so-and-so do? So maybe that's the challenge today. What would you do? Blessed be. Enjoy your day. It's Terrific Tuesday. May it be so. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.